Women's Roles in Sui, Tang, Song Dynasties by Sarah Menwita. After the fall of the Han Dynasty, a new state called the Sui was created, and China was unified again. The social class structure and patriarchy remained equal with that of the Han Dynasties. The classic Han Dynasty's image of a woman being submissive to the husband continued during the Sui Dynasty. There was not much improvement in women's roles, and they were still considered inferior to men. Women in the Tang Dynasty were considered some of the luckiest because of the open-mindedness and liberal ideas during this time period. The strict and confining costumes of the classical women changed during the Tang Dynasty. Women finally had a voice in public, the same rights as men, privilege of education, could own land, run businesses, and choose who they want to marry. Women could express themselves freely in society and do whatever their male counterparts could do. One particular woman that stands out is Empress Wu. She was a strong leader who made many changes for the betterment of the Tang Dynasty. There was a fervent revival of Confucianism during the Song Dynasty, which is often called the Neo-Confucianism. Confucianism and the issues taught by Confucian teachers had changed over time as it became closely integrated with the state and faced rivalry with Buddhism. So, as Confucian teachings changed, so did women's roles. Earlier notions of female submission and passivity from the Han Dynasty were restored. Women were less active and present in politics and did not venture out of their homes often. The customs of the foot binding also began in the Song Dynasty. Foot binding is when painfully tight binding is applied to young girls' feet to prevent them from growing. Although in public women did not have a very pronounced place, older women were very powerful within the family. Women gained a respected place and were treated as an ancestor in their husband's family if they gave birth to sons. Women's roles were constantly changing throughout each dynasty. During the Sui Dynasty, women's roles were substandard compared to the Tang Dynasty, where it was a period of achievements for women. They had increased rights which were equal to those of their male counterparts, whereas during the Song Dynasty, women's roles decreased again to the point where they were confined to their houses and considered inferior to men. Overall, women's roles differed depending on the political and cultural changes going on during the time period.